This time I take a look at whether or not it's a good idea to buy a property from an online auction company. And don't forget to stick around to the end of this video for some tips that might save you thousands of dollars and make the process a whole lot easier when dealing with one of these online auction companies. Hey everyone, ShayneVoris, eXp Realty. Just found a property on Hubzu for an investor. If you're not familiar with what Hubzu is, it is one of the online auction sites. So I'm actually heading over to the property right now to take a look at it and see what kind of condition it's in. Fortunately, like most of the time with the auction properties, especially the online auction properties that are in distress situations like this one, it is a vacant house, vacant property. So no tenants to worry about. It makes it a lot easier to get in and check out the property. No more garage. All right, so first glance, it doesn't look too bad here. So pretty typical for what you're going to find in most of these auction properties. Power seems to be turned off here. In the front here, a little nicer wood floors, although we got some water damage. So again, nothing's really terrible so far in here, but it's dated, it's dirty, as to be expected. Got a big jacuzzi tub here. This actually kind of looks like it was added on or something. So master bedroom. Got sliders going out to the pool there, which is covered. That's also pretty typical of these bank-owned and auction properties. When you go take a look at them, the pool's been covered up as a safety concern. So I'm sure the pool will need work, as they always do. Just a question of how much. Laundry room going out to the garage. And here's the enclosed garage. So that's where the garage door would have been, right here. One thing that typically comes up on most of these auction properties is they do not give you an inspection contingency, at least most of the time. So if you're gonna have anything checked out, it's always good to do that before you actually bid on these. So it doesn't look like there's been any major leaking or anything. Somebody's updated some stuff in here. Appliances are stainless steel, even though they're older. So not bad. Back to some daylight. This house was built in '76, so this is definitely not an original bathroom, but it's dated. I would probably rip all this out and redo it all again. So yeah, this house, I mean, it's not bad. Definitely needs some work, but I don't see anything catastrophically wrong with it. Of course, I'm not a licensed home inspector or contractor, so don't quote me on that, but everything looks pretty decent here. So let's go back outside here and walk around the back. All right, that's locked. So there's no fence on this side, so we'll go around this side here. It's a great neighborhood though. Definitely a good buy as far as that's concerned. That's that master bath with the jacuzzi tub, so that looks like it's been added on. Does not look like it was original to 1976, so. But it looks like it was built well. I don't see any cracking there. No cracking on the original block. So overall, this looks like a pretty good buy. So we might have to put a bid in on this one. Just a matter of what it goes for. Like I said, nobody's stealing these anymore. When the distressed properties first came about, you could pretty much steal them. You could get them for a lot less than what they were worth, especially once they're fixed up. But the banks got wise to that a long time ago. Oh wow, okay. Got a big side yard here, so it's always important to me. You can park stuff down here behind the house. If you put a fence up across the front there and put a double gate in here, you could park a boat or an RV. As long as you're behind the fence, it's usually allowed. So that's a nice... So, as I said at the beginning, a couple of pointers for you, having worked with these companies before and experienced the way that the deals go down. You know, first and foremost, make sure you expect for the utilities to be off. Sometimes they're on, but just plan for them to be off. Also, likewise, like I mentioned earlier in the video, make sure you plan to have inspections done prior to making a bid if there's anything you want to get inspected or checked out, because most of the time you don't get an inspection contingency from the online auction company. Something else that's extremely important with these kinds of transactions as well, if you've ever bought anything at an auction, a buyer's premium is a pretty common thing, but most of these online real estate auctions charge a 5% buyer's premium. So whenever you purchase the property add on an additional 5% fee that goes to the auction company for doing the auction. They also typically will charge a few other smaller fees. I believe Hubzoo's fee is a $299 technology fee, whatever that means. So there are some additional costs that you're going to incur buying a property through one of these online auctions. Make sure you plan for and budget accordingly for those fees as well. So one of the other important things that I've learned from dealing with these companies is these auctions almost always have a reserve price. Again, in the world of auctions, that is a fairly common thing to run into. If you don't know what that means, a reserve price is a minimum sales price, a minimum bid price that the auction must meet before they will agree to sell the property to you. So, you know, let's say the reserve price was $200,000 and the bidding's at $150,000. Unless it hits that $200,000 reserve price, the auction company is not going to let the property go. So what tends to happen in those situations is, first and foremost, the reserve price is usually what they've got the property listed for in the MLS. So that gives you kind of an idea of what they're looking for there. But if the bid does not meet reserve, they will typically relist the property on another round of auction right after. So in my experience, every couple of auction periods, they will adjust the reserve price and lower it. So you frequently have to be patient, but if you wait long enough and ride it out, then they might eventually bring the reserve down to a reasonable amount. Actually, the other thing that happens if you are bidding on the property and it doesn't meet the reserve, at the end of that auction, if you've won, they will respond to you and offer or give you an offer to buy the property for the reserve price. So that's actually what happened with my personal home, and I won the bid 3 or 4 different times, and they kept responding to me, do you want it for this price? I kept saying no until they finally brought the reserve down to what I thought was a fair price for the house. So those are some of the important tips and tricks about the way that Hubzoo works. Auction.com is another one that operates almost identically. There are a number of other auction sites that operate in a similar fashion. So just make sure you pay attention to what you're getting into. And with these properties, like I said before, don't buy it because you think you're getting a deal. Buy it because it's the kind of property that you're looking for. So should you buy an auction property? Like anything else, it depends on the property. Don't expect to get a killer deal because you're buying it at an auction. But if it is a good property for you as an investor, or a good property for you as a future homeowner to live in, then make the bid and give it a try. Just remember that you've got those fees and some of the extra things associated with it being an auction. And also, something else I forgot to mention earlier, from my personal experience, it also takes a while to close. A normal straight bank-owned transaction will close in 30 to 40 days most of the time. Again, it was 6 years ago when I bought my house, but it took them, I want to say, close to 90 days to get the property closed, because the title company just kept asking for extensions, and we eventually got it done, but it did take a little while too. So just keep all that in mind if you're going to bid on an auction property. If you have any questions about the process, about one of these companies and how they work, give me a shout today. My contact information is down below in the description for this video. So shoot me a text, email, give me a call if you have any questions, if I can help you at all. Thanks again for watching, guys. You know the drill. If that button is red down below, click and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Click the notification bell and you will get notified the next time I post a video. Like this video if you did. Comment down below if you've got something to add. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.